These are just earth cultists. You haven't seen anything else except for the Duergar. You know, the Duergars are usually some type of crafter or miner. Thank you very much, Scully, for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome aboard, sir.
Are we just shooting the shit?
Pretty much. We're just going to rest for another 8 hours. Until dawn.
I guess I'm going to go take a dump in a hole and then bury it.
I'm going to munch on some of my cheese.
I'm going to dump right here next to Roz. Hey, Roz, you're standing next to the toilet.
Oh, darn it all.
Too late.
The turd's almost as big as Raz.
It is.
Pretty much.
I just dumped the load there.
Jeez.
You can ride that. It's like a giant brown pony.
Why is
That's
this?
horrible.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know how that came out.
Why is this pony squishy?
Daddy, I want a pony. All right, so Kel, do you alert the other party members what you had seen?
Yeah, I said before.
All right, cool.
When I got back, I let them know what was going on.
All right, gotcha. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to? What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to wait till dawn? You've probably got about another 5 hours or so before the sun will start peeking over the horizon.
Well, we have a little fire set up, right, you guys? Or do we?
No fire.
No fire.
Pony.
We're just kind of rough.
Yeah, cold
Yeah,
can.
not after what Kel said that he saw.
Okay. So pretty much the other, there is still several lights on on the eastern side of the monastery. Western side still seems pretty dormant. The door never opened back up. Nobody came out to get the corpses. Nothing happened. Everything just
creepy
kind of
and weird.
darkened out on the western
I mean, of all
side.
the things, right? Monks. You think monks would come out to bury the dead, especially if they're earth monks. You think that they'd be wanting to get under the earth. Something mess up here, guys.
Chapter 27, Lou. That's chapter 27.
Alright, there's nothing else to do on this little ridge? Who wants to try human flesh? I'm going after one of those monks. Who's with me?
Down, dog, down.
Oh, sorry.
What kind of checks are we to make to craft a spray bottle?
That's
So
right, spray
like it's sprayed. I don't think
lucky-
there. I don't think there
No.
would be a spray bottle, or maybe a little Raz. Down.
Bad
Well,
dog.
Lucky
Bad.
for me, I brought my Jenga, so at least we'll have something to do for a while.
Yes, Jenga.
Do you guys think Donk turns to the party and says, "Let's go look in the window. Let's go look in the window at the kitchen.
No.
Who
Donk.
wants to go with me?"
No, donk. Bad.
Donk.
Spray bottle. Spray
The
bottle.
last time,
Anxious.
we need to wait until daylight.
There's probably no more Duragar left. We killed them all. None left in the Underdark. This is all of them. Let's
Someone
get 'em.
turned off the light, though.
Big ass
I don't think it was the gargoyle.
Whoa.
Oh, it could have been the gargoyle.
The gargoyle was just in there making soup.
Gargoyles have to eat.
He is
Donk,
just
how well
sleepy
do you
time
see in
tea.
the dark?
I don't see in the dark well at all. Probably humans could see just as good as me.
Signal flare. Thanks so much,
I've
man.
got
Dwergar
tiny
can-
beady eyes.
Yeah, me too. I'm loving the
Dwergar
action
can see
too.
very far in the dark.
Thank you, man.
They'll know you're coming before you even know they're there.
But I took a bath. How could they know I'm coming?
Because
they
they
can
can
see
see
you.
in the dark and you can't.
Thanks again, Signal.
Oh,
They see like I see.
okay. You're smart, Kel. That's why I like hanging with you. Kel's a smart guy. Theo, you just stay chilly.
Hey.
What?
I don't know, man.
I've dealt with Dwelgar in the past.
Are Dwelgar like Duragar?
Dwergar.
Too hard for Donk. Big dwarves is what I call them. Big dwarves.
So as you guys are bantering back and forth about Duergars, the sun starts to come up at the break of dawn, and so now light is starting to cascade into the valley. And the sun is coming up. You know, you're starting to see the light, and now you still see Donk and Kel going back and forth about Duergar. It's kind of funny. This goes on for about 4 hours. Sun's back up though.
I'm already
Can't
headed
help
down.
it if he doesn't
Yeah.
speak good common.
That's true,
Yeah.
Kel.
I don't speak good common.
I'm gonna go ahead
Alright.
and put the cultist mask on.
Okay.
Same here. For God's sakes, Cal, put the cultist mask on this time.
It's a bit gaudy, but I guess so.
It's okay. Donk will wear two.
I'm gonna sneak up to this window, try not to fall over any dead bodies, and kind of peek over it, see if I can see in there.
Nothing.
And as Donk's kind of tiptoeing through all these bodies, he's pointing at them and remarking about how he killed one and the other. That one I hit with my mallet. That one I kicked in the nards, then hit with my mallet. You see that one? I hit it with my mallet.
Hey, quiet. Shh.
Oh, shh. Shh. Everybody quiet. We're sneaking. Are we going to stealth in?
Yes. Ish.
Ish. All right. So Theo, you
We're
try
going
the
to
door.
walk in like we own the place.
Yeah. You remember now? Yesterday.
That's my line.
The door was broken. Basically, the door is closed, but it's not like, you know. It's like the lock was basically broken off of the frame of the door, so the door just pushes right on open. You know, and now by this time in the morning, you know, you're starting to have the scent of death around you from all of these dead Duergar dwarves and the monks, and you can see that there, you know, a couple of scavengers throughout the night were starting to chew on them as well. Small, you know, small scavengers, nothing major.
Oh, nummy.
Duergar tastes delicious, I think.
So the kitchen's same.
Hello.
The coals have now burnt out. You can still sense that there's, you know, still the coals are still going to be warm, but you know, now the big giant pot on the top is now cold, sort of like a layer of wax on the top as it cooled during the night because
So
of
Dave,
the greasy meats and whatnot that were in it. Kind of put like a wax film on top of it.
so I'm gonna dip some of my raw meat into that greasy meat,
Ugh.
greasy grease, and just take a little slurp. Mmm, delicious.
Just
Donk love.
Just like back home in the spine of the world, Donk. Just like
Yes.
back home.
We delicious meats.
They call it grease
See-
meats.
Ugh.
I'm gonna just kind of do a little sideways peek in the bathhouse here, just to make sure that there's nobody in there before we move on.
Nope, doesn't look like it was used. The little wood piles were still unlit that were under the two southern wooden bath chambers.
Check
I
the
might-
one Dunk was in. Is
Yeah, I
there
was
any
gonna say.
floaters in there, Dave?
That would be the one on the one on the north is the one that he was in.
No,
but-
I went to the warm one on the bottom right where she
Oh, okay,
is.
yeah, it's kind of subtle a little bit, but you can still see that those same two bits of skull and chunk of hair still floating on the top.
I did make sure I whizzed in all of them before I left, though. Just as
That's all you did was whiz.
Hello.
What is Theo going in? And
The door was wide open to the basically to the eating to, you know, the dining area.
Is there any evidence of someone been eating?
No, none at all. Nothing looks disturbed. None in the kitchen. Nothing.
So nothing really looks different than it did when we left it earlier that day.
Nothing
or
in the
earlier that
refectory
yesterday.
looks nothing.
Hey, Donk, team, party, group, Team Donk, let me get in front. Just in
Avengers
They
case-
missed their
assemble.
opportunity on a couple
Just in
things
case we
for
get up
sure. They
close to
missed their
something
opportunity
Donk can smash.
on a couple things.
No, I have a plan. We're going to fake the funk.
We're going to how? We're going to what the who?
We're going to pretend to be cultists.
Ah,
Coulda-
sneaky.
could have done that
My
yesterday.
favorite. Donk sneaky.
Anything down here?
Nothing. Looks undisturbed.
Dog
The
down
doors,
here.
the two doors are still open. You know, from the outside open court area.
Did the gargoyle come back?
It is gone. The one gargoyle is still basically shattered in large, stony, chunky pieces that are on the ground.
Check this door.
Wait for me.
Was
All
that
right.
Raz? Oh,
Was that
I'm gonna
Wait for
listen.
me.
yeah. Raz
Yeah, you
realized
hear-
that she's been alone and she's
Yeah, you
sprinted.
hear nothing at the door. And in fact, as you're kind of listening against the door just opens up. And it looks
Does
like
anyone else think this
Hello?
is creepy?
some type of dormitory. Now, as you guys start to enter, this is a heavy wooden... There's basically a heavy wooden shutter that's covering the window of this room, so it's actually quite dark. Theo, you're a dwarf, you can see inside. You know, it's also still a little warm, probably because of the, you know, with your dark vision and whatnot, you can actually tell that, you know, there's probably heat coming from that iron stove that's on the northern wall. Now,
Are any of the beds occupied?
they are not. They are all empty. They look uncomfortable, and it's sort of like a. You can actually smell the duergar that were in here. You can smell the duergar, so you could tell that this is probably where they probably laid on these mats.
I see 10 beds, so therefore probably 10 duergar.
Are you gonna look for that, or what?
I'm gonna investigate in this room. I'm gonna go ahead and open up that shutter.
Okay.
I will also follow him. I don't want him to be alone when he sets off a trap.
Okay. So as your investigation, wow, Theo, you always, when it matters, you always nail it. Nice grip. So Theo, as you're looking around, you notice something kind of weird. You notice that there's sort of like 6 traveling packs that all have, you know, basically the crafted by probably dwarvish or duergar type of craftsmanship. Now there's also some other packs here that were more plain. I would say more like a probably maybe a human or something. You can actually, one has inside of it has a sort of like a has like a locket with a with another, you know, face on it. Older couple, probably a mother and father. So you could tell that there were probably 6 duergar that were in here, and there were 4 other humanoids that especially you could tell with your roll. You distinctively could tell that there were 10 people total, but only 6 of them were duergar. Nice roll, nice clutch roll there, Theo.
How many people did we kill the day prior?
You killed 17 total. There were, I believe, there were 6 duergar, and I think there were 9 for a total of 16.
Too many to count, Theo.
Anything useful in this room?
Donk useful.
You
Why
dig
you
around.
keep talking to self?
Basically, you know, there's a little bit of equipment here. There's some traveling equipment, so if you need to refresh your rations, you can refresh your rations. You can there's a couple water skins. There's there's a couple bundles of rope, whatnot. You know, the crappy hemp rope, but.
Oh, I'm gonna take me some rope. How much footage?
There's 250 foot 250-foot rolls of rope, and you can just go into the player's handbook there and just drag and drop 2 rolls over. They're probably pretty heavy, but you're a stouty dwarf, so it probably won't matter.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to replenish one of my rations since we burned it the other day, okay?
Sure. Actually, you burned one last night too, so that would be 2. So everybody can. There's enough rations in here for everybody to get a couple.
Okay. Is it like duergar rations? Are we like eating dried spider and stuff, or is it like real food?
No, basically those were from the other traveling packs that were
Sweet.
not duergar. No.
So I'm gonna grab one of those duergar packs Is it pretty nice? How is it compared to my Hello Kitty backpack?
It's
is it
just
better?
just like a normal. It's a leather backpack, but it's just that Theo, with his remarkable investigation, could actually tell that these were, of a dwarvish quality. Different types
Oh,
of
okay.
stitching, and pattern work on forming the leather backpack.
So I lift one backpack up and in one hand and the other in another hand, and I kind of balance them for a second, and then I just discard the Duragar backpack, thinking my backpack better, and I put it on my back again and start heading back out.
All right.
I'll fill everybody in to let them know there's a big beds in there. Duragar used to live there. Stinks like dwarf.
Oh yeah,
and
Theo
not
could
just because of Theo.
smell it instantly. He could tell the Duergar were in there. He knew that right off the bat. As soon as he came in, started looking around, he's like, oh yeah, those Duergar were in here.
But I do make eye contact with Raz, and I let her know something creepy in here. Nothing alive. Nothing's moving.
1, 2, better. Freddy's coming for you.
Did you have a problem counting? You couldn't even make it to 2.
My voice cracked. I was going through
okay.
puberty.
I thought you went 1 to 2. Freddy's coming. All right, awesome. Let's Donk's going to get back into the front here. I guess I'm a little bit behind Kel. And Kel, you're waiting at that door?
Yeah, Kel's going to listen at that door.
Nothing. Nice and quiet.
I'll go
Like
ahead and check the traps.
an eerie quiet. Dropping in the box. In the tower. Yeah, you don't think you notice anything.
Donk will cast knock on door, which means I'm going to kick the door
With your
open.
maul?
Yeah. Knock, knock! And I pound the door open.
Alright. So as Donk knocks the door open, looks like another quarters room, another dormitory. And this room is basically arranged very uncomfortable looking. These thin pallet beds are so close to one another they can barely walk in between them. There looks like there's a total of 8 beds in here. And then there's also a couple piles of clothes, basically these monk robes. A couple golden masks that are on the walls. Same type of gargoyle type mask.
I'm going to be throwing the beds up and turning them over, and I just rolled investigation here, but I'm going to look for stuff, and I'm going to be like picking up the mattress, and I don't care if things break, I don't care if they flip over, and I'm just going to head from one side of the room, just throwing shit around, to the other side of the room, kind of looking for something awesome, something unique.
All right. So basically, you don't even care, man.
He's gear tornado.
You're making noise, yeah. You basically whirlwind dervishly through here, and you don't find anything. And in fact, the only thing that you do see are just the robes, just the mask, as he's turning beds, crashing around. The window that you don't see any. You peer outside the window, you don't see any activity outside. Nothing.
And this oven, this stove, is it hot still? Like somebody's been stoking it and keeping it warm?
Nothing.
Or is it
No.
pretty much dead?
No. At least there was a little bit of heat coming off of the one from the Duergar. From maybe some coals that were still in there. But this is totally cold. You didn't even see any. And the thing is, in the other room, what did you find in the other room?
Backpacks?
Exactly. There's no packs in here. Just robes and mask in piles.
They've bailed.
It's the same kind of masks that we have, except you said some of them are gold?
They're like a tin color, tin.
Okay, all right.
Tinish type of bronze color. Yeah, they're not. It's not like they're not gold or anything.
I meant like not like made out of gold, but I was thinking more like it looked like they were higher class materials. So maybe the people that wear this are better but I don't know if I can tell that. Wow, this is getting even more creepy as we go. There's absolutely nothing in there, and I know we didn't destroy this many people.
No, I think they bailed last night. They saw the dead bodies and ran.
Ha ha! Chickens! No, I mean it. I need some chicken.
Or they're waiting for us.
Theo, you're at the door. Are you opening up this door? Or?
I'm going to, same thing as before, listen and traps.
Alright, so as you open up the door, this is actually a rather nice quarters compared to the other. Now, in this room, even though it doesn't show it, there are 8 simple bunks that are lining the walls of the room. You know, and each one of these bunks has something that the others didn't, which was a small trunk at the foot of each one of these beds. The quality of the beds are much nicer. They're more of like with a cloth and linen instead of just straw like the other 2 rooms. But in this room, all of the chests are opened, and there are nothing in the chest. Also in this room, there's a small table and several wooden chairs that are basically in the middle of the room near an iron stove.
Alright, we'll continue on.
Yeah, these guys
Yes, perhaps.
bounced.
Man, they mixed out. They missed out.
Same thing at this door.
So much stuff they missed out on.
Or
Missed out
don't.
on quite a bit of stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want to go, that's fine, Raz.
No, I was gonna let Theo check it for traps and listen.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, Donk will check for traps. I don't see nothing.
Yeah, that door was open as you guys came up, and it looks like this is a hall. Nobody's here, and you can see that the 2 double doors that are to the south have those. Remember the little doors that slid? You can see that they, you know, the doors that you could actually speak to people outside of the door. Now, there's a couple more masks that are on the ground in this room. You know, that, as for us,
threw them down.
yeah,
sorry, Dave,
definitely
go
for sure. And
Okay.
and it seems like the hall is finished in basically a dark type of basalt, and it's basically forming natural columns along the walls, basically holding up this room. Because you know, on the other side, you can see through the windows where that, you know, the open air chamber is. That's basically maybe in the middle of the monastery. Just from you guys kind of maneuvering your way around the monastery so far, and you can see outside. You can see that there's that courtyard outside to the north. Door over to the east.
Let's go through it.
You open up the door to the east. You open it up. Several more doors on the right hand side. These doors are closed, and you can see at the end of this chamber, you know, it is brightly lit from the window. You can see that it does bear around the left hand corner. It does have a left hand corner to it. Now when Raz, you poke your little self around this corner, you can see that the wall sort of empties. Well, the hall kind of empties into an area that looks like it's open to the right hand side, and you can see a door that's kind of partially opened, but then after that you can see a door that's also closed on the left hand side. And then of course you can see the 2 doors that are really close to you on the left hand side, which lead out into the open aired court.
So Donk's gonna knock softly on this door to the south where I'm standing.
Who's there?
Does somebody say who's there?
No.
Oh, I was gonna go housekeeping.
No,
But that scared me for a second.
Housekeeping, you want mint for pillow?
You want me clean? Okay.
I clean everything. $15.
What the hell? Oh, let's hit all the racist. Okay, so well, yeah, I knock on the door, and I didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
And I'll go ahead and swing that door.
All right, so you go ahead and burst right on in, and You know, this is actually a pretty nice place. This would be a scriptorium. And in this
Wow.
room, Donk, you know, and as Theo comes in the other door and you see him coming down on the other end, you see that there are many writing desks that are standing beneath, you know, most of the windows that are on the southern wall. You know, the lights are shining in. Smells old, this room does. You know, there's dusty tomes, stacks of parchment, and pots of ink that are cluttering every desk.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
As soon as Laura
investigate
sees
this room.
her eyes just go like big as saucers
Hmm.
and starts becoming obsessively going around, organizing everything, alphabetizing everything.
All right.
Uh,
So like I've mentioned before, when you guys are doing your checks, like Theo, you said investigation. Now, kind of describe to me what you're doing instead of just saying, okay, investigation.
I'm going
bam.
to look at
I kinda
all
wanna
the
hear
the
what
desks
you're doing. Yeah.
and see if there's any actual notes still left out. Like, what were they working on last?
Sure, there's you know, you see lots of books and scrolls. You know, you're kind of looking at the one of the desks over here that I'll kind of move you over. Looks like this desk looks like they were basically taking scrolls and basically copying them into more of a like leather-bound books and whatnot.
Oh, Laura, come look at these books. Are these spell books?
And is there anything else that you guys are doing? I know that you're looking for books. Is there anything that I mean, you're just kind of looking and trying to notice anything.
I'm going to
right
grab
about
a nice thick piece of vellum and roll it up, and I'm gonna tie it into like a rolled up newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Since I can't invent a squirt gun, I'm just gonna whap Donk on the nose every once in a while.
I like it. I
Well,
like it.
Donk, I thought you said it was a writing desk, so Donk jumped on it and started to try to write it. But then when you said writing, then maybe that made a little bit more sense to me. But since I only rolled a 3, I'm basically rummaging through the papers, just copying what everybody else is doing from their investigation. And I'm not a very good reader, so I'm like turning the books and parchments upside down and sideways, and I'm just looking to the left and right, and then I'll put it back on a stack to kind of copy what Alora's doing. And then I turn and say, "Nothing here, guys. Nothing here."
all right,
And I'll
Don.
move to the next one.
I just disregard Dunk, and she's like I said, I'm going through the books, scrolls. I guess, of course, you know, using being obsessive compulsive, she's organizing everything, looking for anything that has magical value or
Okay,
that
give me
piques her
an
interest.
investigation check there, Mrs. Allura.
I will do that for you, Dan, because I'm good at investigation.
Roll it. Let's
For
see,
your
roll
sake, I hope you are.
Oh shit! Oh my
I'm the best at
god!
everything. I'm the best role player ever, Dave.
Like,
Bite me, Dong.
totally.
The fact that it was
Cast me,
completely
kid.
all
Send it over
fucked
and
up
slap it.
distracted her from her investigation.
Exactly.
She's too OCD to investigate.
That is awesome. So yeah, you're
The thing is,
looking
yeah.
around. The only thing that you know you can see that no you basically are oblivious because I think because everything is so out of whack here, Alora, because there's so much shit spread out everywhere between all of the different writing desks. I think that your mind is in a flutter because you're used to so much organization. So I think that you have just overlooked everything, as you know. But you do see there's a lot of these tomes they're beautiful tomes also, and a lot of them have academic text, a lot of information on all of the elemental planes. You know, there's holy text, you know, referring to the earth deities or the earth and elemental powers. Which kind of makes sense. I mean, this
Dibs,
is
dibs.
the Earth cultist,
There ain't no dibs.
and there's a
You're distracted, woman.
and Theo, as you're
I
kind
gotta
of
go
looking.
AFK for a minute.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, let's go ahead and let's take a quick break. All right, so I believe that you guys had done a couple checks. Now, of course, Alora had the best check of all. Her mind is just so flustered from the unorganization, which is kind of actually out of character for this scriptorium because everything else has been in pretty good shape. Now, like I said, there's lots of academic tests on the elemental planes. There's some holy text, you know, referring to earth and deities and the earth and elemental powers. and there's also some philosophical writings on like self-denial and nihilism, basically to a flawed and illogical world that that every